Studying abroad is definitely one of the best experiences that you can have as a student, which gives you immense cultural and international exposure. But have you ever thought what is it like studying in France, UK, USA, Australia as an Indian international student? This is a new series where I'll be bringing in my friends from all these countries all over the world to share their experience of studying abroad as an Indian student. For this first episode, I have Arif, my senior from Manipal, who has been studying at ESSEC Paris in France for the last 2 years. We chat about so many interesting things, and if you watch this video till the end, you'll get an amazing idea of how is it like being an Indian student in France. Let's get started. Hi Arif, thank you so much for joining me on the channel today. Finally, we have been trying to collaborate for so long. I think it's been like, what, 4 or 5 months since we've been trying to do this. So glad it's finally happening. Welcome to the channel.
Thank you, Kirat. Yes, I mean, we have been talking for so long, almost 1.5 year in total. And then for the last 4 months, we have been trying to find schedule so that we both can be free. And yeah, it's lovely being here on your channel. Definitely, you were one of the inspirational figures that I learned from when I wanted to start my channel. So it's been great talking to you. And yeah, thank you for having me today.
Awesome. So I have a set of like 6 to 7 questions for you, and we'll completely dive into your experience as an international student in Paris, France. So let's start with the most cliche question. Can you introduce yourself for my audience?
Okay, definitely. So, for anyone watching me for the first time, hi, my name is Arif, and right now I'm a second year student enrolled at ESSEC Business School for the Grand École MIM program. Before this, I am actually from Kirat's College, Manipal Institute of Technology. I graduated though in 2018. I joined in 2014. I did my bachelor's of technology in engineering, electronics and communications, and I graduated in 2018. Um, and after that, I got the job offer from Deloitte during my campus placement. So I worked for Deloitte in their consulting domain for around 2 years. And yeah, I mean, even during my Manipal years, or even after that, I was always more of a people person, more of a managerial management person. So that was one of the motivators for me to go for the MIM degree. And I mean, yeah, there's a whole reason that why MIM, why not MBA after a few years. So we can dive into all those questions later on. But yeah, after 2 years of working, I decided it's a great time now to apply for a master's program. And yeah, I landed up in Paris in 2020.
Great. So, your last sentence is the perfect segue into my next question, which is why Paris? I remember that you mentioned in one of your videos that it was like a backup option for you, and your first choice was actually London. So, but still, why Paris? Is it because you like the city, you wanted to be here, or is it because of the school, ISEC? So, what's the reason?
Okay, so I think, yeah, I mean, during my application, definitely London was my first choice. Uh, I had visited the place before, so I was in love with the city. I was in love with the people, and definitely, as an Indian, as a bilingual person, it was a no-brainer for me at that time because it was an English-speaking country.
Hmm.
So, and definitely, my first preferred school, LBS, had the brand image as well.
Hmm.
But after I dived into the application process, the research more and more, I saw that there were a lot of good European schools as well. I mean, obviously a lot of people have heard about HEC,
Hmm.
INSEAD, ESSEC, all these schools. There's IE Business School in Spain. So there were a lot of schools. So I went ahead, I did the research, and even though I liked LBS and the city and the country itself very much, I also liked what ESSEC had to offer. the flexible curriculum it had, the option of an apprenticeship that anyone can do, and the option that at ESSEC we have the option of starting an internship anytime we want. Like for other schools, there, sometimes there's a restricted period where only in that period you can start an internship. There's something obviously known as gap year that a lot of people are familiar with. With ESSEC there was no concept of a rigidity or a gap year. After coming to ESSEC, maybe you do a trimester of school and then you can directly start your internship. You don't have to wait a year. So that are the things that attracted me at that point of time. And so obviously, I didn't want to make the mistake of just applying to one or two schools in London because I
Hmm.
just love
Hmm.
that city. So I applied to HEC, I applied to ESSEC, I applied to another school in Spain. And yeah, even though I did not get into my first choice,
Hmm.
LBS, in the hindsight now, I think I'm glad because with the given situation, I mean, the LBS program was just a year, 1 year long. And
Yep.
in this situation, going into that school, uh, almost attending 80% of the school online, I mean, I wouldn't have gotten the
Hmm.
experience that I wanted. So I mean, for me now that I see ESSEC was a very good decision. And yeah, I loved the city, Paris, when I visited. And I mean, definitely, that was also one of the major contributors, I guess, coming to this beautiful city, the fashion capital of the world, as they say. So yeah, it was a no-brainer at that time after I got my result from ESSEC.
Cool. So I like that you mentioned the fashion capital because if you watch my videos, I'm always wearing something simple like a black hoodie t-shirt. But today I especially took this coat out because this video is about Paris and I don't want to miss out.
And
So
I'm wearing that simple hoodie today.
yeah, exactly. So my next question is about blending into the French culture. So how was it like blending into the French culture? Like your first few weeks, meeting new people, making friends, like managing food. So how was that experience like?
I mean, you can say it was pretty much a roller coaster ride at the start,
Hmm.
because when you arrive into any international city, when you arrive as a tourist is very different. But when you arrive with plans to stay long term,
Hmm.
that approach is very different. So when I arrived, because of the situation, it was kind of late. Some of my classes had started, but then it was still pretty much early into the program. So in the first few weeks, I mean, I was meeting more and more people from the school itself, because you arrive, you're coming here for the school. So I didn't get much opportunity to, go out to, touristy places in Paris. So at the start, I mean, it was all the administrative process, coming to France, validating your residence permit,
Hmm.
opening a bank account, getting a SIM card. So getting your groceries, setting up your room.
Hmm.
So the first 2-3 weeks kind of just fly by, and there's nothing much of an opportunity to interact with the nationals, the locals here. But yeah, after that, I mean, towards the end of the first semester, also during the classes as well, I mean, not just the locals, but because it's an international business school, you get to interact with almost every other nationality. Uh, us Indians are there, then a lot of people from other countries such as China, other European states, Spanish people,
Hmm.
Italian people, people from UK, people from America. So
Hmm.
a lot of people are there. You get to meet them, you get to interact, you get to talk with them, know their backstory. So that was really nice, integrating with them, and slowly and gradually you get comfortable with them. And I mean, and to interact with the locals as well. I mean, the best part was whenever you go out to Paris, whenever you go out to some cafe or any other, just sitting by the River Seine, you see so many people there. You can just directly approach them, talk to them. So that was really nice. And I mean, obviously, everybody knows that you need to have a little bit of French if you want to, interact with the locals.
Hmm.
So that is there. And if you are coming to study here, if you are coming to live, then you should definitely pick up French because it's going to go a long way. So. I try to learn. Even ESSEC, when you join in the first week, even before your classes, they give you
Hmm.
a French training session. We call it FTS
Okay.
here. So
Okay.
they teach you French for the first 3 weeks, so you can at least know the basics. Even if you have zero knowledge in French whatsoever, you'll at least develop the basic hi,
Hmm.
hello, how are you, what's your name, skills like that. So I mean, that was nice. And yeah, it's not just it's not just something that you do in the first month, but it's an ongoing process. You meet more and more people, so that was nice, and it's still going on.
Hmm. So, did you take some professional French training before coming to France, or was it just the
Not exactly. I mean, before
program
coming
that you
to
mentioned?
France, no, I don't think we did. I don't think I did any other French training before this. I mean, I had 1 year of French back in my
Hmm.
school days,
Okay.
but that was
Yeah,
way
same.
back in 2007, 2008. I mean, mine was 12, 13 years ago. So it was,
Oh,
I didn't remember anything apart from just, how to say my name, Je m'appelle
yeah.
Arif. That's it. I just remembered that. So after I came to France,
Hmm.
I did that FTS session, and I learned the basics. I saw a bit of Friends was my favorite TV show at that time. So
Hmm.
sometimes I used to watch Friends with a French audio or a French
Oh,
subtitle, because I've seen Friends so many times that I literally know the dialogues by heart. So seeing
oh.
them in French kind of signal my brain, okay,
Hmm.
this was the dialogue in English, and now this is the dialogue in French. So that helped me a lot. I try to listen to a few podcasts. I try to listen to their music as well. So yeah, that was kind of helpful to increase my vocabulary.
Damn, that is really smart. Like watching a TV show that you know, like every dialogue, watching it in another language. I think that's like a really smart trick to get used to the language.
I mean, yeah,
Hmm.
that is something that a lot of people talk about. Like, obviously, when we came, our seniors also told us, and the people who were able to improve their French, they told us this, that whatever you watch to love, or your movie or your favorite TV
Hmm.
series, just try to watch them in French. Even if you don't try to watch them in French, watch them in
Hmm.
English. Just have the French subtitles on, so at least
Oh.
you know you build up your vocabulary, your basic how to stitch the words together.
Hmm. I want to learn French, but it's a shame that they don't make Tarak Mehta Ka Ulta Chashma in French. So I can't do that.
Uh, I mean, you would have to switch to either Friends or some any TV series. But yeah, Tarak Mehta in French would have been good.
Yeah. Okay, so you mentioned that you would actually recommend that whoever's coming to France to take up some kind of like French training before they come. Uh, Following up on the same, like what advice would you have for people moving to France, like having lived there for around 2 years? What advice would you have for them?
I mean, coming to France, I think the very first thing, obviously, I would reiterate would be to learn a little bit of French. Definitely, that goes a long way, and you can do that by like directly learning French on on some
Hmm.
app, or watching movies, or listening to music. Apart from that, I mean, what I've seen with a lot of people is they struggle sometimes with food,
Okay.
especially us Indians, where we are so much accustomed to our Indian spicy food that
Hmm.
sometimes we find the food really bland. So you are coming here, you have to adjust to a new culture. You have to open up your mind. So sometimes maybe go out of your way to try new cuisines, to try new dishes, because I've seen a lot of people just stick to their own old diet, their
Hmm.
old comfort zone. And I had a friend of mine who just wanted to eat Indian food, nothing else. So he would cook his meal every day at his hostel. But one day I took him specifically to a restaurant, to an Italian restaurant, and I had him taste a particular dish, and he liked it. I mean,
Hmm.
and that was a new experience for him as well, because he was just in that comfort zone. No, I don't think I will like the food. It will be
Hmm.
too bland. I really like to eat spicy food. So that was something that whenever you are going out of your comfort zone, uh, just try to experience new things. You are in Europe. If you come to France, you definitely have the student visa, you have the Schengen visa. Roam around, go to other
Mm,
countries, experience new things. You are coming to a business school or any other, even for an MS program, if you're coming for a technical degree, you are meeting so many international students. Don't just try to stick to your group.
mm,
A lot of times I have also seen that you are a particular nationality and you just hang out with your own nationality. I mean, you were
mm.
doing that in your own home country
Yeah,
as well.
yeah.
Why do that here? If
Mm,
you will be going soon, I am here. If I just hang out
mm.
with Indians, what's the point of coming to France?
Yeah.
So mix with other nationalities, learn their perspective, what they're doing, how they think. So that is the part of the whole international experience. So that is something that I would
Mm,
definitely recommend.
mm,
Travel, make new friends, meet other nationalities, try different cuisines, and try to learn
mm,
the local language.
mm. I like the point that you mentioned about like you should not interact with just Indians. You should try to take advantage of the fact that you are uh, among so many different nationalities, people from all over the world. And I would like point this back to Manipal as well. I have stayed in North India, Chandigarh, my entire life. And when I went to Manipal, I had people from all over South India and East, West,
Mm.
everywhere. And that was like one of the best experiences. Just spending time with them, sitting on the lunch table, dinner table, and just talking about their culture. I think that was one of my favorite experiences from my entire Manipal journey. So yeah, I really look
Definitely.
forward to interacting with people in Australia, and yeah, so I really like that point. Yeah. Okay. Now coming to your ESSEC experience, you have made a lot of videos covering the entire application process, the day in the life, all these videos. So I will obviously link them below for all our viewers who want to check them out. But can you sum up your entire experience for us? Like, what was the best part? What is the most challenging part? Whatever you want to share.
Definitely. I mean, the USP of ESSEC that I even like, I talk about to other potential applicants right now, whenever they message me or they comment on my videos, is that you have the freedom to choose your own courses whenever you want. Just apart from the first trimester where you have a bit of, refresher courses that you have to deal with. I mean, that's with every management program. You will have a subject of strategy, marketing, HR, finance, accounting. That is something that will always be there in every school. But apart from that, every other course you can select could be your own or liking. So that's one USP. I mean, that's amazing. And the option to start an internship, or even from this batch onwards, so initially what they used to do is, internship you can start whenever you want, but for an apprenticeship you can start only after living in France for a year. So if you join, let's say, I joined in August of 2020, so I can start an apprenticeship only after August of 2021. But from the new batch onwards, what they have done is they have allowed them to start an apprenticeship from their second trimester. So as soon as 4 months after coming, so let's say you uh, in the new batch comes in August 2022. So just do the first trimester from September, October till December, and then you can start an internship or an apprenticeship from January of 2023. So that is something amazing for everybody, because a lot of schools here in France, the top business schools, they don't allow apprenticeships for international students. They allow
Okay.
the locals to do the apprenticeship, but they don't allow international. So that is definitely something, it's a complete no brainer for people who are looking for this kind of a contract working in the company. So
Hmm.
apprenticeship is something where you work in the company and you study at school at the same time. So it
Okay.
goes around weekly, where maybe you go to the school for 2 days and then you go to the company for 3 days. So
Hmm.
the, and they pay for your tuition fee, so it's an amazing option. So you get something like 100% tuition fee scholarship. So
Oh.
that is amazing about the school. And yeah, the challenging part, I would say, is I mean, it would not be so challenging now, because last year when I joined, France did go into lockdown a little bit. So for around 3-4 months, we had to do everything online. So that was a little bit challenging, sitting in the same room for around 3-4 months doing all the classes online. But then after that, I think from March of last year, 2021, from March of 2021, everything shifted back to the campus. So it's been great. going to the classes, meeting other people, meeting other nationalities. So yeah, that has been a great experience.
Hmm. uh, I like I like the flexibility part that you mentioned, especially like you go to school for 2 days and then you uh, for 3 days you're going working somewhere and they cover your tuition fee. So I think that's too damn interesting. And uh, the highlight here I think is, as Indian students, this is so much attractive to us as compared to other nationalities, because the first real flexibility choice we get is science, commerce, humanities, that too after like 12 years of education. So having this kind of
Yeah.
flexibility and choice is just so amazing. So my next question is related to exactly this. We're both from Manipal, so we kind of have the same experience of the Indian education system. What would you say are like the top three differences between the French and the Indian education system?
um the French education system, I mean, I'm just being exposed to the ESSEC style of teaching right now.
Mm-hmm.
It's even in the French education system, the curriculum, the style of teaching is a bit different, because I talked to people from HEC as well. So I talked to Mayank,
Yeah.
Mayank. So it was a bit different from ESSEC as well. So I mean, from the top of my mind, it's been 3 years since I left Manipal, 4 years actually. So I mean, the very first difference that I noted, and I don't know if I I would attribute this just to the French system, but all the classes that I've taken up at ESSEC, it was not just theoretical teaching. I mean, this could even be the difference between a bachelor's degree or a master's degree.
Mm.
So everything that I'm being taught in ESSEC, they have a kind of a theoretical approach for some things, like 30-40% of the courses. Then for the rest, they have business cases, they have group study sessions, they have papers, they have activities on interactive platforms. There are a lot of interactive platforms. So I think from the top of my mind, I remember Kahoot right now. So a lot of teachers, have quizzes or sessions over there. So that's very different from what I had back in Manipal. And for every single course in Manipal, there was a final exam.
Mm.
It's a written pen and paper exam. But
Mm.
for almost, I think, half or even 60% of the courses I've taken at ESSEC, uh, it doesn't necessarily need to be a pen and paper exam. I had a course where the entire grade was dependent upon case studies. So we had 3 to 4 case studies, and every case study had like 25% of contribution towards your final grade. So you just do those 4 case studies sprinkled throughout the semester. You submit them, you maybe present them in class, and then your final grade is there. You don't have a final exam,
Mm.
written pen and paper. For some courses, we had a midterm exam, pen and paper, but then the rest 50% or 60% of the grade was dependent upon a group project or a final
Oh.
presentation or a paper that you submit. So that was really interesting, because I mean, honestly, going through so much of education, like 12 years of school, 4 years of bachelor's, now 2 years of masters, you don't learn much when it's a pen and paper exam, because you try to just mug up a lot of things and just vomit them back onto the paper. But when you do it through presentations, through group case studies, papers, you learn a lot, you learn better. So that was
Mm.
one of the stark differences that I saw.
Hmm. So the pen and paper point, I think that's the specialty of our Indian colleges, that you don't do anything for the entire semester, and just one night before you sit down, you take some
Yeah, all
notes,
nighter.
you all nighter. So yeah, that's amazing. Now coming to my last question, which is a bit philosophical, I would say, but I think it is very important. What is like the top mistake or mistakes that you have made as an international student, and if you had to do something differently, what would that be?
That's a bit uh, tough but interesting. Yeah, definitely. I mean, the very first thing that I'll mention is I had talked about this in one of my videos, but this is something that I would definitely like to spread as much as I can. So during my second trimester, it was around, I think, February or March of 2021.
Hmm.
So the lockdown had opened up, the situation had improved a lot, but And since the curriculum was flexible, I had courses only on Monday and Tuesday. So during that time, what I used to do is, from Wednesday to Sunday, I used to do other things. I used to take up other things. I used to maybe script my own YouTube videos, shoot them, edit them,
mm,
apply to company for internships, or just random house chores, something like that. So one day I was relatively free, and it was a beautiful day after almost a month of like very cold winter. It was sunny. The sun had come up. It was really nice, and I wanted to go out. And all of my friends had classes at that point of time. So I never thought about going out alone, just roaming around the streets of Paris alone. I was asking one or two of my friends and they said no. But then that day, I don't know what happened. I took that leap. I went alone. And that really changed my whole perspective of taking that solo trip that people usually
mm,
talk about.
mm,
So it was really amazing. I went to the book place, Shakespeare and Company. I read there for 30 minutes, played the piano, bought a book, went to the Seine, sat by the river, took a cup of coffee, one croissant, and just sat there and, you know, soaked in this beautiful sun,
mm,
sitting there. I met a couple of people, French people, that were also sitting there. I talked to them, and it was really nice. So that is something that I would definitely recommend to any international student. So whenever you're going to any country, a
mm,
new place,
mm,
I know you will definitely travel with friends. You will definitely travel
mm,
with your new friends that you make, but sometimes just go out solo. It
mm,
doesn't have to be too crazy. It doesn't have to be to a different country. Let's say if you are in Paris, don't take a solo trip to Amsterdam. I'm not saying that. Do that if you want.
mm,
Do that. I'm
mm,
not saying no.
mm,
But
mm,
if you are trying to get out of your shell, if you are a shy person, if you're not ready to go to a different country solo, just go to your own damn city, just roam around,
mm,
meet
mm,
new people, just talk to them. Just don't take somebody else. So that was really interesting. That was, I think, I definitely should have done that earlier. So that is, I mean, it's not a mistake not doing it earlier, but it never crossed my mind.
mm,
So that is something that I would definitely change, going out more alone. And differently, I guess. I I mean, not for me in the sense, but I do sometimes wish that the situation would have been a little better, so that I can experience more the physical in-person class and not
mm,
attend a lot classes on Zoom. But yeah, that's changed now. Every single one of my class is physically on campus now, so that's good. I mean, yeah, just enjoy, roam around, make new friends, try to experience new cultures. Don't restrict yourself to the boundaries that you had in your home country. That's the
mm,
one liner that I would say. Don't restrict yourself to the comfort zone, to the boundaries that you had set back in your home country. This is
mm,
different. This is a new place. These are new people. Just explore how much you can expand your comfort zone.
mm. That's amazing. I don't know about the viewers watching this video, but I am definitely taking that advice. I'll go on solo trips and solo stuff now. So yeah, I'll definitely take that up. Yeah.
Definitely. I mean, it's been great.
Yeah. Okay, so those were all my questions. This was really fun. Thank you so much for the detailed answers and insights. Again, guys, I'll link all his videos and his channel down below. So if you want to follow his student life in France, you have so many videos. And yeah, hopefully the next collab will be in person and not on a damn Zoom call. So yeah,
Definitely,
what do you say?
definitely. And I'm also looking forward to meeting you in person as well. And for anyone watching at this point, I apologize if this video is too long, but yeah, I had so much to talk about.
Mm,
And also, there is one video that I made with Kirat on
mm.
my channel as well. So yeah, as he mentioned, the links are there in the description below, so you can come check out his version of the video on my channel. And yeah, it was nice talking to you, Kirat.